Remember, to enter into heaven, you have to be perfect because God is separate from darkness, right? But listen to this. There's not one person on this earth that is perfect. We all fall short to God's standard, to his glory. So we deserve what we get, hell, right? So yes, we were born into this life, but we were born sinners because the flesh is weak. If you read the Bible, I'm teaching the Bible. I'm not teaching my own thing. A lot of Christians do know this, but there's a lot of people out there that don't. So this is what I'm trying to tell you. We are already non-perfect, imperfect. So the only way to God, to heaven, is for us to be perfect, to be holy. But since we aren't holy, we're all sinners, right? You ask yourself, how are we going to do that? So let's say God came down today and say, why do you deserve heaven? You know, John or Maria or whoever, anybody. And you tell him, because I'm a good person. You know what? God says, prove it to me. And this is how he says, prove it to me. Follow my son, Yahushua HaMashiach. Follow my son, Jesus Christ. Because if you say you could prove it to me that you're a good person and you can go to heaven, then you will show me by repenting of your sins and changing your ways here on this earth and living the way I want you to live to my standards. For God so loved the world, he gave his only son for us, right? For everlasting life. You have to remember, God is real and so is Satan. And the world has already proved how real Satan is. Look at the Grammys now. Look at everything. It's all satanic. So if Satan's real, God is real. So if God is real, Jesus is real. So if Jesus is real, heaven is real, right? And if all that is real, then repenting is real. You can change your ways. You can be worth it. Instead of waking up feeling sorry for yourself, thinking you ain't this, you ain't that, who am I? You can change that about you. And God's given you a chance to prove it. And you need to prove it by living the example like Christ did. We'll never be like Christ, but we can walk in his path and be perfect in him. So if anybody asks you, how do I do it? How do I be perfect? How do I get to heaven? Tell them to follow Christ. We don't go to heaven because we read all the books. We watched all his movies. We listened to Christian songs. We showed up to church on Sunday. That's religion. Read the word and apply the word. That's what it means. That's why we have the gospel. That's it. Start by being thankful and praying.